the Las Vegas committee overseeing the millions of dollars donated after the mass shooting in October has expanded the scope of those that could make a claim on money, but thousands will remain ineligible to receive any cash under the final guidelines. Scott Nielsen, chairman of the Las Vegas Victims Fund Committee, says the fund has $22 million, but that the large number of those affected by the mass shooting makes it impossible to provide everyone with a cash payout. It is our desire to recognize and honor all of those whose lives have been forever altered as a result of the horrific events of October 1st, and we recognize the incredible needs of those experiencing psychological trauma, Nielsen said in a statement Friday. The overwhelming number of victims prevents us from providing individual monetary payments to those suffering psychological trauma, though we are committed to identifying mental health services to assist this critical segment of the survivor population, he added. 58 people were killed and hundreds more injured when 64-year-old Stephen Paddock fired into a crowd of about 22,000 during the Route 91 Harvest Country Music Festival on the night of October 1. It was the deadliest mass shooting in modern American history. With so many victims, more donations would be needed to cover everyone who suffered emotional trauma or visited a doctor after October 10 for injuries. Christine Carria, 49, who was trampled trying to escape the gunfire coming from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel, said she recently moved to Las Vegas and had trouble getting a doctor's appointment for torn ligaments in her leg and a wrenched back by the October 10 deadline set in the new protocols. She also is seeing a counselor for post-traumatic stress disorder, but that isn't covered under the final guidelines established by the committee. Carria credited the committee for expanding the coverage from an earlier draft, but hoped it would now try to aggressively raise funds to help others. I think the final protocols were an attempt to do better, she said. They definitely listened to us, and I think they did the best they could. There just isn't enough money. Those who will receive the highest level of payment from the fund include claims related to individual deaths and those who sustained permanent brain damage or permanent paralysis requiring continuous home medical care. Payment amounts have not been set. She's jumpy, sitting outside the Starbucks on a bright morning in an upscale Las Vegas neighborhood. People walk by, and she watches most of them closely. A helicopter flying toward the Las Vegas Strip causes her to jerk her head upward. She stops talking. Helicopters are a trigger, Christine. She's jumpy, sitting outside the Starbucks on a bright morning in an upscale Las Vegas neighborhood. People walk by, and she watches most of them closely. A helicopter flying toward the Las Vegas Strip causes her to jerk her head upward. She stops talking. Helicopters are a trigger, Christine. The second level will include people physically injured on or before October